Well, guys, welcome to podcast number 8.
Hello.
It looks a little bit different around here today, though.
And you've given me something to fiddle with. I'm really trying not to touch it. They've been telling me, don't touch it.
I think we may have made a mistake here. We decided to up our game a little bit and get some proper microphones. Well, I'm not sure it's going to be a good idea.
Is this thing on?
No. He thinks it's switched on, but it's not really. Anyway.
I see no lights.
So, yeah, welcome to our new environment. I'll be honest, the reason why we're not at the coffee bar anymore is mainly because I can never reach up onto the steps. It was just too high for me.
That is true.
So this might be a better position.
Health and safety cut us down, said no.
It's true,
Stop
actually. It's true.
jumping on the pallets.
Exactly. So, anyway, here we are,
It's
new
more
location.
comfortable.
It is, definitely new. And I think we need to get a bit of decoration to the place, don't we?
Yes, we do. We need to put something on that
Yeah.
wall. It's a bit plain.
So watch this space. I think we've got stuff coming anyway. So, well, we're a little bit later than normal. About a week or so, unfortunately, but hopefully, algorithms will be fine for that.
Some
What's
of us
been
have
happening?
busy.
Well, for a start, meet the new Jeremy Clarkson.
Hello.
Wow.
I've nearly killed myself once already, which is not good.
He's turned himself into a farmer.
I am Farmer Surge now.
Yeah.
Yes, all this agriculture, going into agriculture, has really got under my skin. So I ended up buying a tractor, and might not end well for me.
No, it might not. It might not. And I'll tell you what might not end well as well. If you keep moving that mug, because that's going to go onto your microphone.
Oh,
Yes.
why would you give it to me? Let's move it
Oh,
out of the way.
Could be a mistake. Could really be a mistake. So anyway, so you're busy doing the farming.
Yes.
I'm now trying to get my beach buggy back on the road at the moment.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, hopefully. So getting that
It's
sorted
in
out.
pieces.
Oh yes, well yeah, exactly. Very very much pieces now at the moment. But meanwhile, we've been pretty busy, haven't we?
We have been absolutely manic, which is good.
Yeah. In fact, our last month was probably I think without doubt it was our busiest. I think we
It was
broke all
yeah.
records.
Yes, we did. We did. I was going to say that we had some big fleet orders in that as
Yes.
well. So there's plenty of packing.
In fact, shall we tell them some of those fleet orders that we had? One of those in particular?
Well, there's a case study going to be done about it. So
Yeah,
yes,
I think it's
just
public.
been rolled out into the post office. So all the post office vehicles are now going to be equipped with the fire safety stick.
Exactly.
So well done them. Forward thinking.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, we've got all the post office vans that are going out and what have you at the moment with it. And here's a rather exciting one.
Oh, God.
Is thanks to one of our distributors, Woodway Engineering,
Yes.
who specialise in what sort of area?
Well, the blues and twos. So the police and fire brigade and any emergency services.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite good. That's going out now. I think it was Kent. So
Yes.
Kent Fire Brigade, and now starting to roll it out in their non-response and personnel cars.
Yes, exactly. So
good.
I think that's got to be a pretty big
Yeah,
vote of confidence
huge.
there, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So there's that, and I think there's also some testing happening as well with the police, with some other fire brigades and what have you, and there's still talk about the ambulance service as well, isn't there?
There is. There's conversations in the pipeline. So again, it's things are moving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taking its time, but it's definitely happening with it.
But we're here for the long run. It's not. We knew it wasn't going to be a quick. What was one of the comments actually? They're there for the quick buck.
Yes.
It's like, if only they knew.
Well, I was going to. I'm going to touch on social media a bit later on because
okay.
we've got some great ones as well coming through as well.
They're always fun.
I tell you what, also, especially at this time of year, is the now that you're a farmer, because you can relate to this, agriculture. I think that has been amazing.
Do you know what? It's so underrated.
Yeah.
There's so much I'm learning. You're literally having to fix things all the time, constantly, before you can even do something. And I'm used to just getting it done.
Yeah.
But this is like, you've got to fix something or engineer something before you can even get it done.
Yes,
It's an absolute
true,
nightmare.
true. But this is usually because you've actually broken it, though, isn't it?
There's an element of truth in some.
Anyway, back to the fire safety. Let's save your blushes here. Back to the fire safety. I think, again, another big shout out for Helen of Ifatech.
Yeah,
So she's our distributor that looks after the agricultural market.
she is. Yeah, she's smashing it in that industry. Absolutely smashing it. Well done, Helen.
Yeah.
We are gonna come up with some distribution awards. I don't know exactly know what
Yeah.
and how.
Yeah.
I'm like almost hesitating there, thinking, right, don't open your big mouth.
Don't commit to anything just yet. Be very
Think
careful.
about it. It's being recorded,
Yes.
and people will go back on it. But you said this, Serge. So yeah, let's have a think about how we're going to do that. But we
I think
definitely
so.
should do something every month or every quarter
Yeah.
to recognise the efforts of our distributors.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. So obviously we've been busy. I think Greg and Damien have been busy as well. Obviously, Damien's getting in touch with a lot of the distributors, seeing how we can help and support them a bit more.
Yeah.
Greg's getting more involved with the marketing side of things. In fact, we've got some more videos happening. And again, I want to touch on the videos actually a bit later on as well. There's another thing. So more on that story later.
Intriguing.
Well, exactly. Well, one thing I will say about the social media that's been happening is the amount of overseas interest we've had.
Awesome. I do feel like an international jet setter. Just popping over. But the stuff that's happening globally is just phenomenal. So have we touched on the Indonesia?
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if we have or not. So it might be worth mentioning again.
Because it's now all official,
Yeah.
and it's been run through, and the orders are starting to now flow through. So which is absolutely huge for the brand, huge for the the whole. Again, as everyone knows, Fire Safety Stick is the brand here in the UK and Ireland. In America, it's called Element. In Australia, it's called Fire Striker. It's all the same product. All comes from one manufacturer, which is in Italy. But Indonesia, big news. It's now government. It's been signed off as government mandatory in every vehicle that's manufactured in Indonesia, and that's Toyota, Honda, BMW, anything. The list. I've seen the list. It's huge.
So all new car sales.
All new car sales. So from the manufacturers and OEM part, it has to have that before it goes on the road.
Yeah.
I think it's October the 1st this year.
Yeah.
The legislation is then coming into the second-hand vehicle market.
Okay.
So it will almost be part of the MOT, their version of the MOT, which is again huge for the brand. Big exposure. Indonesia, didn't realise how big it was. The car manufacturing, there's a production line over there. There will be 4 named brands over there, but it will be the same product.
Yeah.
So, big news. Some bigger news in another country, which I can't say yet, which is going to be a massive game changer globally.
Right.
And that's a government program.
Okay.
Actually, the one I talked about at my meeting yesterday, which was the other side of the world, that one could be, they're working on a new system, and they want to integrate the Fire Safety Stick into that system.
Yeah.
Huge potential there. I don't know if the rest of the world is going to adopt it, but this country is definitely adopting it. They're very keen on fire, and it's all to do with maintenance of building fire extinguishers, sprinkler systems, but it's keeping a hub of it. The conversation I have with them, we are so much on the same page.
Yeah.
The efforts they've been making over there are fantastic, and if they get this, they have actually got it. They've told me they've got it.
Yeah.
They've done it, which is going to be a game changer. It's going to save so many people's lives, and that's the key.
Yeah.
And this is why we're on the same page. It's all about save someone's life. What they're doing, fantastic. I wish that it could be. I can see it, coming over here. It will just.
I think
huge.
From the conversation we had, I think there's going to be more of that will be happening, and things will be adopted. When people are seeing it working in other countries, it will be adopted and come across. It just might take some time, and obviously with this country, as we know, when it comes to, let's say, traditional fire extinguishers, there's a little bit of politics involved. Yeah. But new technology is happening.
Yeah, this wasn't fire extinguishers.
No.
This was a centralised hub where you could see if your fire alarm's been serviced, your sprinklers are serviced, everything around it.
But it's about getting the fire safety industry to move ahead with things, 100%. And that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's going to be the crucial thing.
The thing is, innovation is sometimes squashed because there's too much red tape. For example, the amount of comments we've had.
Yeah.
You can't sell this in the UK because it hasn't got the British Climate Mark.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Exactly.
So if you waited for the British kite mark or the British standards to catch up with some of it, and again, I've got nothing against British standards, but they're not at the forefront of some of the innovational products. I mean, look at the extinguishers for lithium-ion batteries. You know, they're out there, they're working, they're effective, but you know, when are they going to write the standard for it? Does that mean we cannot use an extinguisher that works on lithium-ion batteries until it has British standards?
Well, it is
reality.
A difficult one. Yeah,
is,
exactly. That is a difficult thing, but absolutely, it needs to be addressed certainly. But I'm going back to the Indonesia one because obviously at the moment or previously the fire safety and all the ones around the world were all manufactured in Italy, so they've actually created a whole new production.
Yeah, the demand is so big.
Yeah.
That there's a production line there. It's state of the art. It's more like an assembly line.
Yeah.
The resin's still manufactured in Italy because that's the secret part. But the aluminium tube, the handle, you know, the putting together is all manufactured, all assembled in Indonesia. Yeah. But we are going to be seeing that more around the world as well. At the end of the day, the secret part is the resin.
Yes.
It's the solid resin that's manufactured in Italy. That needs to stay in Italy.
Yes, so. No, exactly. So I mean, it's a great thing to say, but getting more and more interest. And I know with the inquiries I say we've been having from overseas, I mentioned earlier on, is just generating more and more interest. Obviously, a lot of those have been referred back onto the relevant distributors like Element in America, Firestrike, etc. Yeah. But there's so many countries out there. I think they've never seen this, and they want this, and they want it straight away. It's going to take some time. Yeah. But I mean, some of the inquiries we've had coming through as well, or some of the comments we get from social media, the TikTok, because actually TikTok has been amazing for us. The video views have just gone through the roof.
Yeah. I was going to say huge.
But the comments we get, I mean, they're talking about the resin. There's one lady asking about, where do you get the resin from? Where do you dig it out from the ground?
Where do you mine it from?
Not quite, no. The best one was this guy, and I can see where he's going from to start with, but he said, a flare lasts for 4 years, so why does a fire safety stick last for 15 years? It's not flare, it's a fire extinguisher, it's a different product altogether. Okay, it can look like a traditional one, but he was absolutely adamant that flaring lasts for 4 years, then yours can't last for 15 years.
Do you know what? Someone said to me once, many, many years ago, common sense isn't that common. And, it's so true.
No, it is.
But it does make us laugh. We know, and again, we always will answer the comments with positive. You know, there's no negativity. We're kind of always trying to be, because it's us that's actually answering the comments.
I was going to say
they generally don't like me answering them because I'm a little bit. I'm more blunt. You're more professional.
There are times I've said, look, do you know what? Just leave that one alone. Just don't even respond to that one. Just let, because it's such a stupid comment from them. I think just ignore it. Everybody else will see through it anyway. So just leave that one thing. We were talking about lithium batteries earlier on and about fires, and obviously we're seeing more and more cases of lithium battery fires happening. Yeah. In fact, I was just reading some headlines about it. They're predicting that this country there's going to be around about 400, close to 400 e-scooter or lithium battery fires in the country over this year. That's very scary.
But the thing is, we've been mentioning lithium-ion batteries for a long time.
Yeah.
It's a big, for years, again, before even the fire safety stick was here with my old position. We've always been looking at that going, that's scary. What can we do? What is the solution? The thing is, the percentage of batteries going to be going up is very small, but because we have so many of them, they're used everywhere.
And I think it's how they're being used. And I think also, so for instance, not too much scaremongering here. Generally, the batteries that are available in this country are generally very, very safe and have been manufactured correctly and have all sorts of cut-off systems on them. And that's great. Unfortunately, we also get an awful lot coming into the UK which aren't so safe. Yeah. Or almost maybe it's the charges that's the issue.
Yeah. Again, it's like everything. If it's done, there's so much safety around it, done by the manufacturer. Yeah. We've got some fantastic products out there. The problem is when it's counterfeited or so, you don't know what you're
Yeah.
mitigating.
No, I think that, one prime example that we've had is people asking, especially in the what we call the touring sector, so the caravans or the motorhomes especially, and they're having lithium leisure batteries fitted. Now again, they're generally getting from the UK. They are very, very safe, and that's great. But they do ask us, fire safety stick, yes, it's great, it works on all these different types of fires. Can it do lithium battery fires? And this is one of the crucial things that we do stress out to people. Firstly, no, it's not certified for it because it's a specialist extinguisher that's required for that. Yes, it can potentially put the fire out to begin with, but you get thermal runaway and it's going to come back. But more importantly,
go on.
I was about to say the thing, what is going to happen to that fire and it's approaching that fire?
We kind of say, regardless of what you've got, if you've got a lithium-ion battery, you should not be tackling it. You should be. This is why it's about the thought process of where you're charging it. I'll give you a perfect example actually, because this morning I was charging my daughter's scooter. It's not on charge now because we're not there.
Yeah.
Okay, number one. Number two, when I did actually put it on charge, it was in the middle of the drive, nothing surrounded it.
Yeah.
On extension that essentially that was completely rolled out, so it's not going to overheat, and it's there. And my daughter goes, "Daddy, why is it such a faff?" She's 9 years old, very sassy. Why is it so? Why are you doing that? Because she just wanted to put it on charge. Not a chance, because you just don't know. It's so unpredictable. It could be absolutely fine. You could do this all the time. So it's about where you're charging it. You've got to have that thought process.
Yeah.
We've seen so much in the news where, unfortunately, if you're living in a flat in London and you're going to need an e-bike or an e-scooter, think about where you're going to charge it. Don't charge it in the hallway. Maybe if you've got a balcony, charge it out there, and you've got a route to get out.
Yeah.
Ideally, you don't want to be charging it at all, but reality is you're going to be charging them.
Yeah.
So it's all about the thought process, and that's the education that we need to do more of in this country. The fire education. Lithium-ion batteries are not going away. They're going to, it's
more and more of them.
More and more of them. It's not that it's a bad thing. It's improving our lifestyle.
Yeah.
But we've just got to be sensible and have knowledge about what we're doing.
Yeah.
And the unpredictability about fire.
Don't worry, we'll let that bit out. You'll be fine.
Because when they go, and they're so violent that you shouldn't even be trying to tackle it.
Yeah.
You're going to put yourself in danger, regardless of what extinguisher you've got. You should be getting yourself and your family out to safety.
Yeah.
If you've got a fire stick, as a courtesy, just activate it, leave it behind, shut the door as you get out. It's going to slow the spread down.
Yes.
It's not going to stop it. It's going to slow it down. But I wanted a lithium-ion battery extinguisher. There's multiple brands out there, but the reality is, and I've got fire training. The reality is, if that was happening, I wouldn't use it anyway.
I was going to say,
I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it.
As you said, it's the unpredictability. It's the fact that if you're approaching that's on fire with a suitable extinguisher, all of a sudden these things can start going like Roman candles. They can start exploding. And you said the prime example we were saying about the guy that was charging his e-scooter on his landing in a block of flats.
Yeah.
And of course, as you said there, it blocked it. It just
Blocked
started
his
exploding.
escape.
It blocked his escape, and there's just no way you could approach it. He would really burn.
And even if you had whatever extinguisher you had, trying to get past that and fight your way out of it. It's just, you see some of the videos, they go up and it fills that smoke.
Scary.
And that
really
smoke,
is
that is so toxic as well. So, you just want to get away.
Yeah.
But as I said, more education is needed. And that's why one of the things we're going to be doing as well is it's not just about the brand, it's not just about the fire safety stick, it's going to be about education.
Yeah.
So, that's one of our goals.
I think so, definitely. Okay, we don't be scaremongering about the lithium battery because they're here, in my view. By and large, they're safe, but a bit of common sense, where you're charging them, and obviously actually making sure you're buying genuine items and the chargers as well, because that's another important thing.
Now, I actually fell foul of this.
Go on.
This is me. So in my previous life, it was very full on. It was a corporate life, very full on, constantly on my phone. My battery was always going flat. And my charger stopped working. And I needed my phone. My phone was like, stuck to my ear. So I just went onto a very well-known shopping online thing.
Yes.
Can't say which one it is. Just went straight to the one they, comes up on top.
Yeah.
Get it the next day because I needed it straight away, and it was their choice.
Yeah.
I'd be honest with you, stupid me. I think it was a Samsung phone at the time. It was a Samsung charger.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking I'm buying original, but I didn't really pay much attention. Had it delivered, and luckily for me, because my battery was flat, I was sitting in the front room, plugged it in, and working on my laptop while the missus is watching Coronation Street or EastEnders, because I tend to switch off when I carry on working. And I could smell capacitor burning. I was like, and my background as my apprenticeship was electronic engineer, so I could smell the capacitor burning. I was thinking, something's getting hot around here. So I was going around touching all the appliances to see what it was. It was only that phone charger. It was the phone charger, red hot. So unplugged it, and comment was, well, where'd you get it from?
Yeah.
Such and such. Well, and I looked. Then that's when I actually paid more attention. It wasn't original. It wasn't an original Samsung charger, which is like a stupid thing for me to do. Not saying they're all bad. Just what happens on my occasion.
And I think a lot have improved, definitely.
Yeah.
But back then, certainly.
Listen, I would have guaranteed, if I'd known about it, I would have bought the original one, because it's all about making sure you're buying the original.
Exactly.
Because it's gone through the test.
Yeah.
God knows where you got it from. So anyway, I normally charge my phone by my bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Shouldn't do, but I do. Right. If I was asleep and that would have happened, that plug would have definitely gone alight.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my extinguisher, back then, this is pre-Fire Stick. My extinguisher was downstairs. Okay, we've got like as you go down the stairs, a cupboard where we keep all our shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've got a couple of traditional extinguishers, small ones, but mounted on the wall. Used to have, don't have them anymore because I've got the fire safety stick. One upstairs in the cupboard, and one downstairs in the kitchen. So I would have had to go downstairs, grab that, come back. Now, my bed could have been alight. The spread could have been huge.
Yep.
So it would have probably been too big for me to tackle.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But yeah, it's so scary.
Yeah.
It really is scary.
And also potentially the fumes coming off it as well.
Oh yeah.
So if you're asleep, actually, to be honest, that will be the size of it all. So it is very scary. As I said, we're not scaremongering, but just common sense. Just be aware of it.
It's reality.
Exactly.
Fire is a reality.
Exactly.
We've all got to be more fire aware. The thing is, how many people do I ask, when you go to bed, do you shut the doors downstairs? And they're like, no, why? We've got the dog won't roam around.
Yeah.
But most houses nowadays have this linked smoke detectors. So, all modern houses will definitely have one. So it's a smoke detectors that are linked to the mains and has a battery backup.
Yeah.
Now, if you shut your doors and there's a fire downstairs, the chances of you hearing that before smelling the smoke, you've got more chance of actually getting out of there alive.
Yeah.
But if there's no smoke detectors, this is why it's really crucial that you have the smoke detectors. So there's so much more that we've got to kind of educate people on.
Yeah, no, exactly. In fact, on the subject of education and what have you, obviously people ask about what demos they'd like to see from us, and of course you did a really good educational demo about how to use a fire blanket.
Yeah.
So I think really we're putting it out there. Again, what sort of demos would be useful for you guys? So if you can let us know what sort of demos we should be filming and educating and what have you, I think just let us know and we can put something together for them.
Well, we are actually having something manufactured now that is the space of a helicopter. What's the fuselage bit? That's it. Is it fuselage?
Yeah, kind of.
Like that. Well, anyway, so we've been asked to kind of demonstrate that. Absolutely fantastic, because do you know what? That's where the fire safety stick, it will extinguish through saturation of that area. There is no, I think the test is a small suitcase, clothes in it, with some, like a laptop and a phone and stuff like that, stuff with lithium-ion batteries within it, a sponge soaked in petrol put on top, and then leave it to burn.
Okay.
And then once that's actually now started to really catch fire, have the fire safety stick dropped in there.
Yeah.
So not tackling it.
Yeah.
You're not there to definitely won't be. It wouldn't work you trying to tackle that fire.
Right.
It would work where you would literally it would drop it in through an inspection hole, like the same ones that have in the marine industry.
Oh yes, yeah.
So you see the fire through an inspection hole.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Activate the fire stick and literally just pop it in the hole, and it will literally fill that hole. I think it was 2.5 cubic meters.
That's what's been quoted to us. So yes.
So it's not a big area,
No.
but it's a risk.
Yeah.
So just proving that's going to work. Now
Yeah.
that's where the fire safety
Yeah.
stick will really come into its own. Putting the fire out through saturation.
Yeah.
So happy days.
Oh,
Can't wait to do that one.
Oh no, and so obviously again we're not mentioning any names on this one, but again this is also another one. This has come about through social media. The interest in what we gain more and more momentum. But this is a very worldwide leading company that are looking for solutions for aviation. So it is quite exciting.
Yeah. And we know we can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
we know the thing that it will walk that test absolutely.
Yeah.
So it
Just
will make
proving it.
exactly that. So actually, one of the questions, going back to all the fire education and what have you, I might be putting you on the spot here and what have you.
God.
Summer's coming up, time for barbecues.
Yeah.
So what we want to know, people asking about what fire safety recommendations they'd have for gas-fired barbecues.
Do you know what? That's a good one, because actually one of our distributors in Guernsey, I think it's Guernsey or Jersey, one of them. Anyway, he'd just become a distributor.
Yeah.
And he sent me a video, and maybe you can edit it in here somewhere. He had a gas barbecue.
Yeah.
The I don't know what happened, but the fat caught fire. But the part of the barbecue that shouldn't be alight was alight.
Right.
So he's disconnected the gas and trying to put it out.
Yeah.
But he actually used the fire safety stick to put it out.
Okay.
So absolutely worked fine. Fortunately there was a big massive hole in in this barbecue, which shouldn't be there. But he saved it, as in he stopped it from going completely out of control.
Yeah.
It was small enough. He'd done the job. Perfect. When it comes to coal fires, slightly different. They're meant to be. They're going to keep that residual heat. So something that's so if it's something that's caught on fire, it will put that out, but it's not going to cool the coals.
No.
So you've got to be mindful of that. Same with wood as well. So wood that's a bonfire, the fire stick's not going to work on that because at the end of the day, that's got the residual heat in it.
No, exactly. I mean, I think going back to the gas ones, I think obviously the most common thing that's going to happen is going to be like the fat or the grease going onto the burners and then catch flames. Now, many gas-fired barbecues might have the lid on there, so obviously quick, easy reaction. Hopefully, if it's safe to do so, drop the lid down, turn the gas off.
Yeah.
And I think if you can do that, great. Obviously, you've got the fire safety to keep it on there, but also potentially, people should be doing regular checks on the regulator, the rubber pipe that's going through to it. Because obviously, if you've got a split on that and that catches fire.
Do you know what? The thing is, this is so important. Because, as you said, summer's coming up.
Yeah.
That pipe, is a huge, where that cracks, where it's been there for years, it's been exposed to the winters and been covered up properly. That's a huge one. Gas going out of that pipe is so dangerous.
Yes.
Because you've got your controlled burn here, and you've got gas leaking here.
Yeah.
Until you smell that gas, that's huge. So 100%, this is so important. Check that pipe.
Yeah.
The regulator, the bottle, but that pipe for cracks, bend it, make sure it's all in contact. If you bend it and it's starting to crack it, do you know what?
Change it.
Just change it.
I think there's a few things.
It's not even expensive.
Exactly.
So.
There's the, I'm assuming it's sort of a brass connectors and nozzles that go. So you've got the regulator, you've obviously got the rubber pipe typically, and then obviously you've got the junctions to it and what have you. And it's to check all those things, make sure that's not corroded, because that's obviously a common thing.
You'll see it split.
Exactly. Or top tip is basically get some soapy water.
Yeah.
Put that over around the pipe.
Yeah.
And obviously, if there's any leaks and what have you, you're going to see it bubbling.
Yeah.
And I think that is an important thing for people to be doing. But yeah, definitely check that, because again, you've got a split in the pipe, it catches fire. The problem is, if that's close to the gas bottle, you need to turn that gas bottle off. But obviously, if that fire's there, you're in trouble. Obviously, the fire safety stick, great. You can put that fire out.
But switch the gas off
and then you can
straight
switch the
away.
gas off. Yeah, exactly.
But I was smiling when you said about barbecues. I actually forgot to tell you.
Can I just stop you one second? I've got a horrible feeling here. So he's
No,
had his
no,
phone
no.
charger on fire.
No,
Previously, has been his toaster on fire.
No, this is, you said about barbecues, and I didn't use the fire safety stick because I didn't need to. But this was Isabella's birthday. Mm-hmm. We had family round and had the barbecue going. And I'm not the greatest cook, but I had loads of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Anyway, the thing literally went up. Switched the gas off, and I closed the lid.
Yeah.
So I had a lid. I just closed the lid, and
Yeah.
I just thought, right, I'm just going to starve it and just literally just wait and watch. I kind of said to my missus, I said, look, just be ready. I might need the fire stick. My daughter said, fire stick, let's get the fire stick out. She's desperate for it to go off. And I was like, no, it's fine. I'm not going to use it because, I'm not going to if I don't need to.
Yeah.
Anyway, luckily, kind of crept it back up. I was all controlled, cleaned my spillage up and then relit it. It was all good. But I did actually forget to tell you. So it was quite big as well.
This is why you're in fire safety.
I know.
It's not for business. It's for your own safety.
The thing is, it was to get the lid down. And again, I deal with fires, have done for 20 years. So to get the lid down, it was like, I'm kind of putting myself in other people's shoes.
Yeah.
Would they have felt comfortable being able to do it?
Exactly. That's going to be the issue.
And it wasn't a case of I'm immune to it and I just reached over. No, luckily I've got a bit of space around the side, which I've just then gone for the side and slowly been able to hold it from the back end of it and close it down. But if that was mounted against the wall, and you've got no side axis, so it all looks nice, but then how are you going to get the handle down?
Exactly.
So, but again, there's other ways. You can get a broom and pull the handle down. And,
exactly,
so on.
exactly.
But,
So
the idea is, yes, shut the lid first, control it, and only
absolutely.
bring out the fire stick if you need to. You would have wanted me to film it anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Why didn't you film it? Your priorities. Don't care about the fire. Great marketing stuff here.
Yeah, didn't think of it. I was trying to put the fire out.
Anyway, so you know what? I think it's probably about time to wrap this one up, really. So I think we've
Do you
got
like
a few
our new
bit places.
position? I like it here. It's more comfortable.
Any suggestions on decoration? What we need to do? Send them in. Let us know.
I want the neon light
Okay.
with the flower around it. Nothing to do with fire stick, but it looked pretty.
A flower.
The florist kind of arrangement. I've seen it.
Oh yes,
I've
I know.
seen it in.
Yes. Tell you what, we'll insert a picture. We'll give you the idea.
Yeah, that looked quite good.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give that a go. Anyway, guys, I think should we say goodbye?
Bye bye.
Cheers, guys. See you soon. Bye.